Happy Sunday, St. Paul's, and welcome to this week's virtual Sunday school. I am so happy for all of you to be here today. And our lesson this week is about the greatest commandment. So where are we in our story? What is happening? So this lesson gives us an opportunity to really summarize some really important ideas, something that happens at this time at the close of the season after Pentecost. So as we head into a familiar holiday season, we can all understand all of the different seasons of the church. Hi everyone, I hope you found a super comfy spot for our story time today. So our story today comes from the book of Matthew, and it is in chapter 22. And as I said, we are talking about the greatest commandment today. So settle in and let's hear our story time. So our story is called Rule Number 1. The Pharisees spent a lot of time learning about God's law. They were always testing Jesus with hard questions. But why? Maybe the Pharisees wanted to prove that they knew the most about God. Maybe some wanted to get Jesus in trouble for saying the wrong thing. Maybe some wanted to follow Jesus, but only if he agreed with them about God's law. Jesus was teaching a crowd of Pharisees and scribes in the temple. A Pharisee who was a lawyer stood bravely in front of Jesus. The lawyer wanted to ask him an important question about God's law. Jesus, the lawyer asked, which of God's rules is the number one? I'll give you two answers, said Jesus. First, love God with 3 parts of yourself: your heart, your soul, and your mind. Next, Jesus added, love your neighbor, every neighbor, the way you love yourself. One of the scribes jumped up from the crowd. He rushed to stand in front of Jesus. Loving God and each other is number 1. Love is the most important of all God's rules. Jesus smiled because the scribe understood. After that, no one asked Jesus any more tricky questions. So that is our story for the day, and I will see you all shortly. Hi, 3rd and 4th grade. I hope you enjoyed your craft today. So I want us to think about our story that we heard. It was about the greatest commandment and Jesus being asked once again some tricky questions. So what does it mean when he says, on these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets? And how can one law include many? And what are some ways that you can love yourself? And what changes when we follow Jesus's command to love others like we love ourselves? I want you to think about that. Hi, 3rd and 4th grade. Welcome back for our Bible bit. So the word Messiah means anointed one, and anointed means set apart. So it sounds really simple, but to be truly set apart by God implies holiness. It's a fun little fact for our day. Well, St. Paul's, thank you for a wonderful virtual Sunday school today. It is one of my favorite lessons. The greatest commandment is so beautiful and so wonderful, and it's such a great thing for us to remember, especially in this time. So to leave you all, remember to love your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. And I will see you next week. Happy Sunday.